Hey there. I was thinking about the most famous kids' story of all time. It's gotta be Cinderella, right? I mean, it's been retold in so many cultures and forms. What do you think?
Hey, well, Cinderella is definitely up there. I'd argue that Alice's Adventures in Wonderland could give it a run for its money. Lewis Carroll's imaginative world has captured the hearts of children and adults for generations.
That's an interesting point. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is undeniably unique, but Cinderella has that universal rags to riches theme that resonates with so many. Plus, it's been around for centuries.
You're right about the universal appeal of the rags to riches theme, but doesn't that also apply to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland? Alice starts as a curious girl and ends up in this wondrous land, almost like a transformation. And let's not forget the timeless characters like the Cheshire Cat and the Mad Hatter.
Good point. But Cinderella has such a strong moral lesson. It teaches kids to be kind and patient, and that good things will eventually happen. Those are important values, don't you think?
Definitely. But Alice's Adventures in Wonderland offers a different kind of value. It encourages imagination and creativity. The story doesn't adhere to any logical rules, allowing readers to explore the limitless bounds of their minds.
I agree that imagination is vital, but doesn't Cinderella do that too? It transports kids to a magical world where pumpkins turn into carriages and mice into horses. Plus, the idea that a small act of kindness can lead to something amazing is quite powerful.
True, the magical elements in Cinderella are enchanting. However, I'd argue that Alice's Adventures in Wonderland challenges children to think in unconventional ways. It pushes them to question reality and authority, which is an important skill in growing up.
That's a valid point, but the impact of Cinderella on popular culture is undeniable. From animated adaptations to modern retellings, it's a story that keeps reinventing itself. How many times have you heard the phrase Cinderella story in reference to real-life situations?
You're absolutely right about its cultural impact. But consider this. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland has inspired not only countless adaptations but also spin-offs, art, and even psychology. The story's surrealism has made it a playground for interpretations.
Touché. The psychological aspect is intriguing, but I still think the simplicity of Cinderella is what makes it stand out. It's a timeless tale of hope and goodness prevailing over adversity. Every child can relate to that.
I won't argue against the powerful themes in Cinderella. However, I'd like to emphasize that Alice's Adventures in Wonderland presents a more complex narrative. It challenges kids to embrace chaos and embrace their quirks.
Complexity has its place, but so does the comfort of a classic fairy tale. Cinderella teaches kids about kindness, patience, and courage, and those lessons are as relevant today as they were when the story was first told.
Agreed, those lessons are timeless. But don't you think the ability of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland to keep reinventing itself through different interpretations and adaptations shows its true staying power?
Staying power is important, but so is the emotional connection a story creates. I believe Cinderella has a special place in many hearts because of its relatable characters and heartwarming ending.
And I believe Alice's Adventures in Wonderland sparks curiosity and nurtures the unconventional spirit in children. Its enigmatic world challenges them to question and explore. In the end, both stories have their merits, and their fame depends on what resonates with each individual.
You make a solid point. I guess the most famous kids' story might not have a definite answer. It's all about perspective and personal preference. Both stories have left a lasting impact on generations of readers.
Exactly. The beauty of literature lies in its ability to touch people in different ways. Cinderella and Alice's Adventures in Wonderland are just two examples of how stories can shape our lives and influence our thinking from childhood to adulthood.
Well said. These stories will continue to enchant and inspire kids for generations to come, regardless of which one is deemed the most famous. It's been a fantastic discussion exploring the merits of these classics.
Absolutely. I've enjoyed delving into these timeless tales with you. Remember, the magic of storytelling is that there's room for all these wonderful narratives to coexist and captivate young minds around the world.